Today I'm visiting a wonderful station you can't actually access by car. This place is every bit as good as I thought it would be, and even more. Find out where I am later in the video. It is Friday the 4th of July 2025 and I'm at Stockport station waiting for the 1633 Northern service to Buxton. Alas, on this occasion it is from platform 1. A bit disappointing that platform 0 isn't being used today because I can never recall ever catching a train from there. Because the station I'm visiting has a less frequent service than others on the Buxton line, this train doesn't actually stop there, so I've opted to break my journey at Hazel Grove. I've been through Hazel Grove in the past, but can't ever recall alighting here, at least not since I started my spreadsheet of visited stations. Yes, I know, I really do have one. It has 2 platforms, and the arrangement of the ramps up to the bridge across the tracks create a staggered platforms effect. I also like the signal box on the southbound platform and, of course, Frogwort, which now lives in the car park. Any idea where I'm heading? Okay, I'll tell you. I'm heading for Middlewood, the rural station within the metropolitan borough of Stockport, which can only be accessed on foot, by bike and of course by train. I suppose you could use a horse, but try getting that onto a train. Here is my train, and less than 4 minutes after departing from Hazel Grove, we have arrived at Middlewood. My first impression, wow, and I really do mean wow. And I can't wait to explore what is on the bridge that crosses the track and platforms. Let's be honest and say that we are not talking about remoteness at, say, Carraw or Dovey Junction, as the nearest road to Middlewood station is only about 800 metres away. But it does feel a world away from the bustling life I left behind at Hazel Grove and Stockport. Now that I'm here, how do you actually leave the station from the Buxton bound platform? Aha! There is a path on the other side of the bridge which leads up to a wide dirt track. This is the Middlewood Way, a disused railway line which ran from Rosehill Marple to Macclesfield. While the line from Hazel Grove towards Buxton opened in 1857, the now disused line above opened in 1869, 10 years before Middlewood Station opened in spring 1879 and had both lower and higher platforms. The line above closed in 1970 and 15 years later it was repurposed as the Middlewood Way. Nowadays, you can walk, run or cycle between Rosehill Marple and the outskirts of Macclesfield. The Middlewood Way is clearly signed at Rosehill Marple station. With around an hour before my train back to Stockport, I headed south in the direction of Bollington and Macclesfield and soon spotted a bridge over the tracks. For some reason, more in hope than expectation, I really wanted to find a canal. Alas, it was the road and not flowing water. Never mind. Walking back towards the station from that bridge, a path off to the right sparked my curiosity, but at that point I just took it no further. Instead, I really wanted to get back to the station in time to see trains to Manchester Piccadilly and Buxton speed through Middlewood Station. With around 30 or so minutes before my train back to Stockport, I wanted to follow that curved path to see where it took me, so back I went. One of the information boards told me it was also a disused railway that linked the higher and lower tracks. Following it, the track curved off to the right into Jackson's Brickworks, now a nature reserve. However, looking straight ahead, a path headed into a field. Of course, I just had to follow it, hoping it would lead to perhaps a foot crossing. Whether it did or not, I'll never know, and the way was blocked by impenetrable undergrowth. Being such an isolated station, or should that be, a less accessible station, I really thought I'd be the only passenger on the platform, but no, there were around 3 or 4 other people who emerged to catch the Piccadilly-bound train like me, and I did see a couple walk along the path from Middleton village.
Welcome aboard this Northern Service 2, Manchester Piccadilly. The next station stop is Hazel Grove.
Thinking about passenger numbers, Middlewood, with around 50 passengers per day in the most recent ORR statistics, isn't the least used between Hazel Grove and Buxton, as Doveholes receives less than half that number per day. So there you have the wonderful Middlewood station. Have you been? Do you like it as much as I do? Please let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. Just one last thing to say, I'll see you on the next one.